This is episode 1874 of the Daily Meditation Podcast. I'm Mary Meckley, and I honor you for showing up for yourself today as you get ready to do one of the most important things you could do for yourself, and that is to meditate. Meditation, it is now scientifically proven, what the ancient yogis knew all along, is one of the best ways to calm your mind and body. And with a calm mind and body, you live a happier life, you are more productive, you have more energy, and you make the world a better place. In today's episode, you are going to discover what is one of the most powerful meditation techniques, and that is a breathing technique. It's not just any breathing technique. This is a breathing technique to help you sleep better. And that is our theme for this whole week's series. In each episode, you will discover a meditation technique that you can do right away, whether you are seated meditating, whether you are going about your day, doing errands, working, or whether you are getting ready to drift off to sleep. This is a technique you can do right this moment. And throughout this week's series, I'm sharing with you a sleep step to create a sleep ritual for yourself. And I encourage you to combine these steps together to help you sleep better. I shared in the first episode a sleep technique that I encourage you to do every night this week, where you visualize yourself in a safe space. The power of visualization helps you to focus on something that you choose consciously, rather than being swept away by distractions or anxiety that can steal away your focus. Well, when you consciously visualize something, it could be something negative. Of course, we want you to focus on something positive. Your brain cannot focus on two things at the same time. That's why multitasking has proven not to be so effective. When you focus consciously on one thing at a time, that becomes your focus. So focus on visualizing yourself in a beautiful natural surrounding, maybe at the beach with waves rolling in, the sun shining, or watching the sunset, or in a forest with tall trees towering above you, birds chirping. Maybe for you, that's the desert. Maybe it's your home or with a loved one. Whatever makes you feel safe, that is your sleep technique I encourage you to do before you go to sleep at night. And I also encouraged you to mentally repeat this week's affirmation. In yesterday's episode, you discovered that. And the affirmation is, I release the day. You release the worries and the cares of the day, and you could mentally go through your top worries. Maybe you're worried about paying a bill. Visualize that worry and mentally repeat, I release this. And maybe you're worried about your health. Mentally visualize yourself healthy and vital and release that worry. This is a beautiful way to lay to rest your fears as you go to sleep and let go of the day. Because regardless of what's going on in your life, you may be going through one of the most trying times of your life. Well, you still will sleep. One way or another, whether you receive a good night's sleep or not, you will sleep. So why not prep yourself for the best night's sleep so you can handle whatever comes your way in a much better way. I also recommended in yesterday's episode, as part of your sleep step to add to your sleep ritual, the importance of going to bed at a regular time. each night. This helps set your body's all-important circadian rhythm to naturally begin to feel like, okay, it's time to go to sleep. You create a rhythm in your life where you naturally begin to wind down at a particular hour, that hour that you consistently get ready for bed. And if you could do this about 2 hours before you actually go to bed, this gives your body a lot of time to unwind, which will help you sleep even better. Well, your sleep technique for today is to do something that's very important, and that is to limit the amount of blue light you expose yourself to from your devices. This blue light disrupts your body's circadian rhythm. It activates an area of your brain that keeps your brain firing and alert, and that doesn't necessarily calm down when you go to sleep at night. It stays active. And this also goes for turning lights down in your home. Now, bright lights don't impact you quite like the blue light, but they still trigger within you a response that, oh, it's time to be up. It's an active time, the lights are on. So if you could turn the lights down and 1 to 2 hours, 2 hours is best, don't expose yourself to blue light. Don't check emails. Allow yourself to truly honor your sleep ritual, enough time to unwind. So that is your sleep step for today. Turn off your devices. Now here you are listening to this podcast episode, likely on a device. So what can you do about that? There are some apps, some software that you can use, and I use something called Flux. It's F.lux, and it's a free software that changes the color of your screen, and it does this according to your time zone. So you set up your time zone when you download the software, and so automatically when it's around sunset, my screen changes to a soft orange color. The software is okay, but the best way to calm all of your brain, especially the part that triggers your circadian rhythm, is to limit or completely halt your exposure to the blue light 1 to 2 hours before you go to sleep at night. So that is your sleep step for today. Now, this breathing technique that you can do as you drift off to sleep, or very importantly, this is a great technique to do when you wake up in the middle of the night and you can't seem to go back to sleep. A breathing technique relaxes your mind and body so you can slip back into sleep. And this breathing technique is simple to do. It's an easy technique to remember, too. It's where you inhale, hold your breath, and exhale to the same count. And you do it for whatever count you choose. Most people who aren't used to doing breathing techniques, I recommend you do a breathing technique where you inhale through your nose to the count of 4. You hold your breath to the count of 4, and you exhale to the count of 4. And you do this 4 times. Of course, if you feel like this is too much or you feel lightheaded at any time, simply resume your natural breathing. That might sound odd, like, oh, I can definitely hold my breath to the count of 4, but you'd be surprised. So really honor your breath and build up slowly over time to higher counts. I do this technique to the count of 8 or 12. So if you're used to doing breathing techniques, you could do this count to a higher number. And then, of course, you'd repeat it for that same number. So I do this 8 times if I do it to the count of 8. So let me guide you through a round, and then you take this into your ritual on your own. Do this. This is going to make a big difference in how you sleep and how you manage stress in general. Again, you can do this breathing technique anytime throughout your day. So as you calm your mind and body, go ahead and inhale through your nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Continue this breathing technique, or now that you know how to do it, adjust it to a technique count that works best for you. As always, you can find the full half-hour guided meditations along with 1,800 meditations, more than 1,800 meditations, on the Sip and Om meditation app. You can try it for 2 weeks, access to the whole app free. You receive a sleep journal and a sleep guide for this week's series, and for each week's series, a customized journal and guide. You are so worth slowing down for.